be staked. Yeah, well, it was AFC.
I get it.
Yeah. Staked to these predictions for the entire year, maybe longer. Let's see where we stand right now. Nick still has a Southern Chief that we're going to reveal and a wild card.
Yep.
And Brew, you just have your wild cards are all done. So Nick, take it away. AFC.
All right, AFC South. I think, maybe I'm wrong, that we will all agree on the fourth place team. In fourth place, I have the Tennessee Titans. I don't love Will Levis. I really like all the other quarterbacks in this division. I hate that they fired Vrabel. To me, they're an easy fourth place. Sorry, good folks in Nashville. Now to number 3, and this was one of my hardest postseason admissions. The Indianapolis Colts. I love the head coach. I think he made Jalen Hurts look like a superstar for the season with him. I think you were a pass away from making the playoffs with Wilds guy Gardner Minshew. Yeah. I'm very intrigued by Anthony Richardson. I love the upside and the measurables. And I think they have an excellent offensive line and defensive line. But I question their secondary. I don't love the wide receivers and their back seven of their defense as a whole. And Anthony Richardson, he played 4 games, got hurt in 2 of them. So I can't put him in the postseason. I think the AFC South is tougher than people thought. So I have them third. Bruce, surprised by that.
I thought you were having them in the playoffs.
Like I said, it's my hardest omission. At number 2,
of course,
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Of course.
8-3. Yeah, Greg's surprised. He thought I'd have them winning it. No. I'm trying to be right, guys. I'm putting real hard-earned shekels
looking like
on
a lot
stuff.
of chalk to me.
Well, you know what? I'm able to go a little chalk in this division because I took my big swings earlier, Drew. 8-3 until Trevor's injury. Wild's anti-guy, Doug Peterson, coaching for his job. Doug Peterson has won double-digit games in how many games in his career? Anybody? 1, the time they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is season number 2. They get to 10 wins, just avoid the rain. I was scouring the Farmer's Almanac to see what it's like in their outdoor games. Those games in England, a little tough, but that is England. And I am interested, while I'm not a big Gabe Davis guy, I do like Brian Thomas theoretically, and so we'll see what that's like. And then at number 1 is the Texans. There is just so much to like about this team. It does seem like their only weakness is going to be running the ball and stopping the run. I'm not a big Joe Mixon guy at this point in his career, and I think their pass defense and pass offense is going to be outstanding, and their coaching is going to be outstanding. I do think that when it comes to physical running teams or them wanting to be a physical running team, they could struggle a bit, but that's, kind of minor around the edges. That Greg Jennings is my AFC South with 2 playoff representatives.
I gotta say, I am shocked.
Why?
You know why? I thought you had the Prince taking his crown back.
Team sport. It's team sport.
I'm impressed.
One can only do so.
I gotta say, I'm impressed because you recognize greatness in Texas.
Wow, greatness is.
But this is the order.
Wow, this is the order.
With the exception.
Oh, good twist.
With the exception of number 2, I got the Colts.
Wow.
Absolutely, the Jags. I'm sorry, Nick. His crown has slipped off.
Well, he's mid.
Yeah.
He's not mid. He's not mid.
He's ranked 16th.
He's got hurt.
In the tiers. That's exactly mid.
Yeah.
Brew, let's see where you go.
Do you have the Colts making the playoffs?
I actually do have the Colts making the playoffs.
I gotta be honest, Nick, and I was wrong. I'll give you credit. I thought you were gonna actually leave the Texans out.
Oh.
Because I knew you loved Richardson.
Yeah.
I thought you'd have the Colts in there, and obviously the Prince you were going to pick to make the play.
Even if the Colts make it, it's not because I think the Texans are going to fall out. If the Colts make it, I think that they take the Chargers. It was the Colts Chargers were the 2 teams that were fighting for the last playoff spot in my head.
Well, look, we were thinking similar. Tennessee number 4. I will give the Titans credit for they're going to be bad. I think they're all in.
Yeah.
They really are all in. Look, they're trying to see if Will Levis is their guy. So they go out and get Tony Pollard. They go out and get Calvin Ridley. They go out and get Tyler Boyd. Like they really had an off season. But those are seriously though.
Somebody's got to be a weird
Boyd is a good
team.
receiver, and Ridley's a good receiver, and Pollard's a good run. Like they had an off season. Like they're trying to win. I obviously don't think they will too much. But look, if they find out if Will Levis is or is not our quarterback of the future. That's good. I got the Colts at 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Richardson, like you said, my biggest thing, he couldn't finish. He had trouble finishing games last year. And Gardner Minshew, like I said, made the Pro Bowl last year for them. You got, great offensive line. Jonathan Taylor. If Richardson's healthy, he can run. So that's there. But I obviously got them 3rd. Jacksonville, 2nd, but not making the playoffs. Not making the playoffs. And look, this is a huge year for the Prince. A huge year because, look, they went out and got him. I like Gabe Davis. You know that. They already had Christian Kirk, who's pretty good, right? And Brian Thomas Jr., we both like this guy I think could be really good receiver, the rookie out of LSU. And Travis Etienne's a solid running back. So he's got weapons. It's time for him to get it done. And then, of course, Houston, the only team from this division making the playoffs. I don't see what there is not to like about the Texans.
Man, you guys really, you're shocking me with the Colts. I mean, I like their offense. I like their offense simply because of, not just because of Anthony Richardson, but Josh Downs had a productive year last year as a rookie. I think he'll add more to their offense. And Michael Pittman Jr., you got the big size guy. I thought you were Anthony Richardson.
I am an Anthony Richardson guy, but I just think it's the kind of burden of expectations. Colts and Jags both had 9 wins last year. Colts, it was considered a great year. Jags, it was a disaster. They both had debilitating injuries to their quarterback. They both.
Debilitating?
Wait.
Well, I don't know. They thought they might have to take the leg.
Oh, that's true.
We discussed it.
Yeah, it was bad.
Can I just ask the group one quick question for Trevor? What would be better for your guys' perception of Trevor Lawrence? They go 11-6, and his stats are mid.
Yeah, gaudy number.
Or he has 4,500 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 picks, but they go 9-8 and miss the playoffs. Yeah. What would to you would
I'm
make?
Gonna be honest, the latter.
That's what I figured.
Biggest
the big
statistical
numbers.
Year, yep. Because he hasn't done it.
Because he hasn't had
even
that
his
yet.
second year, which was good.
It wasn't great.
Right.
That's what I.
That's for me.
You agree? You're a quarterback wins guy. You agree?
But it's kind of Herbert-esque.
That's what I meant.
I just want to see it like, wow, can really air it out. If he loses games like
because the
42-35, that's okay.
No, I think that's
I know what you're going to say.
No, it is. It's the latter. Unfortunately, we just want to see him not be the reason why they're losing.
Well, let's relax on that. He hasn't been the reason they win enough,
You
but
wanna
he's
see
rarely
him-
been the reason they lose.
Yeah.
Except for when it's rain.
Show some star power.
The rain has been a problem. I'm just
I might just get shot down here. It feels, this one I get a little bit nervous. It feels like everybody is in on the Texans. It's hard to find one person and be like, you know what, Texans, overhyped. Everyone's all in on the Texans. And Greg, I'll just ask you to be like a debate club guy right now. If it went wrong, if they underachieved, outside of injury, what would have happened?
Defensively, they thought they would get the production out of Daniil Hunter, and it doesn't show up. They got young corners, so I think they could get hurt there. But that would be it. I don't think it will be anything outside of injury.
Yeah.
Offensively, I think they're going to be terrific. It's defensively where the questions.
But that's
And
the
there
point.
are tons of questions defensively.
Yeah.
No, I think their run defense could be a problem. But again, most teams are not trying to pound the run. But I think, for instance, Baltimore once again would be a bad matchup for them. You know what I mean? But the point that I've been making the last couple of weeks is Texans, Packers, both teams mediocre in last year's regular season. A single great playoff game, and now both teams are very trendy. Forget playoff picks, Super Bowl picks. And I just feel like one of those two teams is going to stub its toe significantly. I think it's the Packers, but I don't think we're going to go 2 for 2 on those two teams surging. All right. Thanks for watching.